Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, I'd have to say that this is not really a payday prep. I guess you can call it a mid-payday prep because my payday is next week, not this week. However, I was doing a little bit of research on shortages that are going on around the world, and I found that there are a few things that we are going to have shortages on. Before I get into those things, you have to remember that right now we are living off of last year's harvest. And in a lot of products like grains and some other things that I'm going to mention in this video, our carryover into this year was less than what it was the year prior, which means that we used more last year than what we had actually harvested. So I'm going to go over with you a few things that I found that are in short supply, and I think they're going to get worse. And this is what I'm going to cover with you today. Now, obviously, in front of you, you see some things that are actually no caloric value whatsoever. And what I mean by no caloric value is no nutritional value. They may have some calories, but they really don't have nutritional value. And I'll tell you why I got some of those things as well. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm going to go ahead and move this camera over to an empty table that I got set up so I can go over everything that I got and let you know. It's kind of rainy and gloomy outside, so I felt that it'd be better for me to do a video inside today. So ladies and gentlemen, I went to the commissary today to pick up a few things. And I wasn't going there with the intentions of picking up dry beans because I have a whole bunch of dry beans put away. I have enough to last me quite a while. However, I remembered that all of the black eyed peas that I had, I put them away for long-term storage, and I didn't keep any out to use for ourselves. And every once in a while, I like to have a little bit of black-eyed peas. It's just like a southern food that I like to eat. It reminds me of the days when I was in the Navy, and I was actually stationed in Meridian, Mississippi for a few weeks during my school days. Anyways, what I noticed when I went to get these black-eyed peas is that they had no beans whatsoever except for one type. They had northern white beans, and then they had some of these black-eyed peas, and that was it. They had a few bags of lentils. They didn't have any pinto beans, no kidney beans. They didn't have any lima beans or anything. They just had black-eyed peas and some lentils and those northern white beans, or I guess some people call them navy beans. So this is one of those things that I believe in our future will become a lot more difficult to procure. Right now, I don't see any beans on the shelf in the commissary, and the commissary is usually pretty well stocked because it's subsidized by the government. So this is one of the things that I think that if you guys eat beans, or any of you that eat legumes of any types, stock up on them now, because not only were these black-eyed peas one of the few legumes that was on the shelf, but it's about twice the price of what it used to be. These used to be about $1.02 a pound, I believe it is. And for this one right here, it's about $1.50 a pound. This is a 24-ounce pack, and it ended up coming out to be about $1.50 a pound. Olives, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure if any of you know this or if many of you know this, but right now in Italy, they're having some kind of an olive tree epidemic, and they're not able to produce as many olives as they have been in the past. Now, these olives in particular were imported to the U.S. from Spain, all right? But why does it matter if Italy is having an epidemic with being able to produce olives because they're losing their trees? It matters, ladies and gentlemen, because we live in a world market. What happens in other countries and what keeps other countries from exporting goods throughout the world affects all of us, not just that country. Now, I know that olives maybe are not very nutritionally viable, meaning that you already need them to survive. You don't really need olives. However, these are some of the things that you want to get now in case you like to have them. For example, my wife loves olives. I like them a little less than she does. I normally like them for cooking. She likes them to snack on. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what, the olive price has really gone up. These olives are probably about, I want to say about 60% pricier than what they used to be just 6 months ago. For one of those jars of olives, I believe I paid almost $7. Okay? And they're about the same size as the jars of olives that they sold at Costco. And those jars of olives were almost $9 a jar. So they have really gone up in price. And this is one thing that I would like to explain to you guys about things like this, like olives. Do you really need them? No, you don't. However, if you think olives, like for my wife, olives is like a comfort food. She likes to snack on them. She likes the acidity of them. She just likes them. So if this is something that you think you may like to have in the future, if it becomes unavailable, go get some now before they go up in price astronomically or before they're not even available. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't have to be olives. I'm just using this as an example because it relates to me and my family. But what are those things that relate to you and your family that you think may not be available here in the next 6 months to a year? All right, ladies and gentlemen, winter is coming. Right? Whether you want to believe it or not, winter is coming. I'm not here to say the world is falling or the sky is falling, I guess is how it's said. I'm not here to say that, but winter is coming. And these things will become a lot more expensive. There's a lot of forces that are going to come together, and it's going to make things expensive. Be it the weather, be it inflation, be it natural disasters. All of those things are going to come together, ladies and gentlemen. So those things that you like now, if you have your preps, if you have the sustenance that you require to live, and you have a little bit of extra to buy some of those things that you consider comfort foods or things that maybe you consider a specialty, get them now and put them away because they're only going to keep going up in price. Pickles, ladies and gentlemen, and products that use pickles in them. So I found out not too long ago, actually this morning I was doing a little bit of research, I found out that there is some kind of a mildew strain that is affecting the pickle production here in the United States. Now they're trying to find a way around this, trying to fix it, but one thing that I noticed today when I went to the store to pick some pickles up is that those 2 jars of pickle, the Mount Olive, were the only 2 jars left on the shelf. The shelf was pretty much empty. And then they didn't even have any of the dill relish left. I ended up settling for some hot dog relish, but they didn't even have any of that left. And then those other pickles there, the ones that are spicy, they had a few more jars of those, but the shelves were very empty. I would say that the shelves where the pickles go were probably about 80% empty. So this is another thing that I'm not sure that many people know, that we may be having a shortage on pickles. Now, like I said with the olives, are pickles something that you need to live? No, they're not. Do they have any nutritional value? If any, very, very little. However, these are some of the things that bring us comfort. When you have a hamburger, you like pickles on it. We're Americans. Who doesn't like pickles on their hamburgers? I'm sure some people don't, but you know what I mean. This is one of those things that we would like to have just in case. Now, in all honesty, we don't go through a lot of pickles here. Why? Because we usually only eat them when we make like hamburgers, or sometimes I like to have some with a hot dog on the side, things like that. However, that's me. Some people may eat a lot of pickles and really love them and eat them for every meal. But what I'm getting at here is that I haven't heard anything about this mildew problem that we're having in the U.S. off of the mainstream media. And here we go. I go to the store to check it out so I can get some pickles, and they're almost all out. I believe that sweet peas, you can see I got some peas here, that we may have some kind of a shortage of sweet peas in the future. And not really necessarily because of harvest problems or weather problems or anything like that. It's possible that we do, but I didn't research that. But this is what I think that's going to affect the price of sweet peas, and also what will probably end up causing there to be a shortage of sweet peas on the shelves. Is because a lot of meatless companies are popping up where they make meatless types of products that are supposed to emulate meat, that are supposed to be like meat, like the meatless burger. I forgot the name of it. Beyond Meat, I think it is. And I found out that their main ingredient is peas. So that may be a problem. But in all reality, the only reason that I picked up what you see in front of you there is for the sweet peas and the mixed vegetables down here and some corn. It's because they were actually at a pretty good price. They were on sale. They were like 15 cents off their normal price. So I figured, hey, I picked up about 12 cans of that stuff, I just saved me almost $2. Right? And the green giant peas, these peas here, these sweet peas, were like 25 cents off per can. So I figured, I might as well pick them up. I just saved myself $2, $2.50 by buying these. I know I'm going to use them. Now, I got some pigeon peas, gandules. They did have some there. I think they had like 10 cans. I grabbed 6, all right? Because I do know that there are a lot of Hispanics on base, and they'll probably be looking for some. So I grabbed 6 cans out of like 10 or 12 cans that they had. I'm not sure. All I know is that I had to stretch to the back of the shelf to get some. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I did look these up on Amazon, and they do sell them dry, but I'm not going to buy them. I can't justify paying like $5 a pound for these pigeon peas when I can still buy them in the can here. And I figured I go through about 2 cans of these a month regularly. I usually make 1 dish a month with these. So I probably have enough now to last me the next 6 months to 8 months or so with what I've already got stocked up. So please, those of you that were offering to send me some of these, please don't go through the expense of overpaying for them and then paying to ship them. I truly do appreciate you for asking and making that gesture, but please don't do that. And I wanted to show you this. I got 1 can of Chef Boyardee. I didn't go there to buy Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs, but they only had 1 can left in their entire shelf unit of Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs. They had a few cans of like the lasagna and beefaroni, but not a lot at all. They were like almost bare. I would say that their shelf that has the Chef Boyardee brand on it was probably about 90% bare. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the last thing that I got is not really something for my long-term food storage, something that I want to prep. I'm going to eat these. This is a huge treat for me because when I grew up eating these crackers. Now, for any of you that have never had these crackers, they're like a semi-sweet cracker that are excellent to have with coffee. So I noticed that they had some. It's on and off whether they have some or not in the commissary, and I rarely ever buy them, but I saw some of these, and I'm like, man, I'm going to get some of those now that they have a good supply. They had a good supply of them, so I got some of these. But the only reason I'm showing you these is because if you've never tried these things are so good, especially if you don't like overly sweet things. These things are perfect with coffee. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and take about 30 seconds to address what is now probably the elephant in the room. So on one of the comments on, I think it was when I was making the burgers, I'm not sure, somebody saw me use the sazon, the adobo that I was using, and somebody left a comment saying, don't use Goya. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you all know that I very rarely, if ever, watch mainstream media, watch the news. If I get anything that's newsworthy, I'll find it in a YouTube channel, and then I'll go research it. And I guess there's some kind of, I don't know what's going on with the Goya brand, where they're boycotting it and all that kind of stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, with all due respect to everyone, grow up. Those are crackers. Those are gandules. I don't think that those inanimate objects that people eat can harm anyone. All right? So, like I said, with all due respect, come on. Use your brains, ladies and gentlemen. Stop allowing the mainstream media to manipulate your feelings so that you can be against your fellow man and your fellow woman. Stop allowing them to do these things, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you right now, not very many Hispanics that I know are going to give up their Goya brand. And I didn't go out and buy gandules verdes, all right, gandules, or green pigeon peas, as is said in English, because I'm saying, oh, I'm an activist now and I'm going to go buy a whole bunch of Goya products. Because no, I bought them because I love them. I love the product, and I'll continue to buy them because it's an outstanding product. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I was kind of baffled when someone left that comment, and it wasn't someone's, being mean or anything like that. Their comment just said, don't buy Goya or something like that. And I was baffled when I read that comment. I was like, why? What's wrong with Goya? And then it took me about a day or two or whatever it was to finally catch it on, on a video that they're boycotting it for whatever reason. I could care less why they're boycotting or anyone's boycotting that. Many of you know, and in case you don't know, I am a political atheist. And I don't follow that kind of stuff. And I am definitely a mainstream media news atheist as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, expend your energy on positive things. All right? When you expend your energy on negative things, you are going to end up getting negative results. So go out there. Instead of buying a pizza this weekend or this week, if you come home from work and you're really busy that day and you didn't have time to prepare dinner, take the time to prepare dinner instead of ordering that $25 pizza. And save that money and go out and get some preps that you know you're going to need in the future. That's all I have to say about that, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys got something out of this video, and I hope that you do your own research, ladies and gentlemen. It took me getting on my computer, typing in a few keywords to check and see if there were any shortages on this or that or whatever. And it was very easy for me to find the information that I was looking for. You can all do the same thing. Don't just take my word for it. Go out there and do your own research and then decide what it is that you can do to positively affect your outcome during the next crisis. Because not only are we going through a crisis right now, I believe that it's going to elevate and get worse as the months go on, especially towards the end of this year, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope that you're all doing well. I hope you have a great week this week. Thank you very much for joining in. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I am out.